right now.
Making headlines this morning, former President Donald Trump due in court today. Just ahead, why the former president says he's being persecuted for political purposes.
And a big night in the Mile High City. The Denver Nuggets win the NBA Finals for the very first time ever. We're going to have more reaction coming up.
And the heat is just getting on. It is going to be hot out today. Yesterday, it felt like we almost had a reprieve in the late afternoon. But I'll tell you what, Mike is giving us a warning for the rest of the week. Good morning. 4:30 this morning. Happy Tuesday. I want to give a huge shout out to Stephanie Serna. You said you were going to go for a run yesterday.
Yeah, you inspired me.
Yeah, and then I asked you this morning, how far did you run?
Just 2 miles.
Just 2 miles.
But we had cloud cover, so it was helpful.
What time?
Right after the shows, like almost 11 a.m. Almost 11 a.m. So it was, you know what? When I wrapped up, because I had to go pick up my daughter from art camp, the sun. Yeah. That's when the sun.
It was only like 90 degrees.
We kept the cloud cover for a long time. It did keep us at 97 yesterday. Big chill down from the previous day. It did feel a hint better. Maybe it's just we're delusional now with all the heat, but it is going to be hot today and get hotter over the next couple of days. If you are outside exercising, doing work, anything like that, just obviously watch the heat, needless to say. 79 right now in town. That's all we've cooled down to. 75 Comfort, 81 still in Castroville. Dew points remain very high, and that's also been the problem. They haven't been dropping down that much in the afternoon. We still had dew points up in the upper 60s, low 70s yesterday, and so that's why we had those heat index readings that were so high yesterday, and that's the situation right now at about 2, 3, 4, 5 degrees to the current temperatures, and that's what it feels like. Heat advisory yesterday, it was just for our western, southwestern counties. Now it's covering most all of the area, and even though I don't know why the hill country is not included in this, you're still going to have very high heat index readings there. So everybody is just going to be suffering through some of this heat today. So temperatures 92 at noon. It'll be, again, upper 80s, low 90s when Stephanie goes for a run, 99 for a high temperature today. And it is only going to get hotter as time rolls on. Details, take a look ahead to the weekend coming up in just a couple of minutes. Steph, Max.
Thank you, Mike. Well, this morning, police investigating a possible drive-by shooting at a southeast side apartment complex, and we now know one man is dead after crashing his motorcycle on the city's south side.
Sarah Costa joins us in the studio with what we know about these overnight investigations. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning, Steph. Good morning, Max. And at this time, we just called the medical examiner's office. The name and age of the man that died in that crash has not been released. More on that in a bit, but let's start with that shooting that happened on the city's southeast side. So this happened at an apartment complex near Pecan Valley and Goliad Road, the 3200 block of Balmore. Here is what we know. San Antonio Police Sergeant on scene told us they are investigating this as a drive-by shooting. When they arrived to the complex just after 12:30 this morning, they found a few cars and apartment units had been hit by gunfire. A man inside his apartment in his 60s was hit by one of those bullets. Police say he is okay. He was hit in the ankle and taken to University Hospital at this time. Police don't have a description of the shooter or any information on who pulled the trigger. Now let's head over to the city's south side to the 10,100 block of Roosevelt, just outside of Loop 410. Police responded to a crash just after 10:30 last night. Police say the motorcyclist was driving southbound when he lost control of his bike. At this time, traffic investigators are working to find out what caused him to lose control. When EMS arrived, they were working on keeping that man alive, took him to SAMC, where he later died at the hospital. Again, like we said earlier, we have contacted the medical examiner's office, and they have not released the identity of that man. Steph and Max.
Thank you, Sarah. A lot of questions after 2 bodies were found over the weekend. The first is a service member who was found at Fort Sam Houston. That discovery was made on Saturday night just after 6:30. That person's name has not been released.
And earlier in the day, another body found at the JBSA Recreation Park at Canyon Lake. The Comal County Sheriff's Office says the body of a 49-year-old man was found around 2:30 that afternoon. CCSO says the man drowned, but his name has not yet been released. Your morning headlines. Former President Donald Trump set to make his court appearance today in a historic criminal case charging the former president with hoarding top secret government documents. President Trump insists he has done nothing wrong, and he insists he's being persecuted for political purposes. However, he will have to answer to 37 felony counts that accuse him of willfully retaining classified documents that prosecutors say could have jeopardized our nation's security if they were exposed. The court appearance is about to unfold against the backdrop of potential protests. Former president telling supporters to join a planned protest today at the Miami courthouse, where he is expected to surrender to authorities.
In Houston, travelers and airline employees may experience unpleasant conditions at George Bush Intercontinental Airport after the airport's air conditioning system malfunctioned. Houston airport officials say all terminals are impacted. The chief operating officer for the Houston airport system says they have immediately ordered portable chillers to be delivered. The Houston area will be experiencing record high temperatures this week. Highs will top out in the mid to upper 90s. Heat index values will be as high as 106.
All right, we are taking a live look at Denver, Colorado, where it is calm and quiet now, but crowds have been rejoicing all night after the Nuggets won their first NBA championship. It all went down Game 5, the Nuggets winning big, joining the Spurs in the only ABA teams to now have an NBA title.
And last night's win was a historic one as well. And as ABC's Andrew Dimbert reports, Denver now joins the San Antonio Spurs, like Max says, to join those kind of ABA teams to win the NBA Finals.
The Heat will let it play out.
After nearly 5 decades, the wait is over.
After 47 years, the Denver Nuggets can finally call themselves NBA champions.
The Denver Nuggets winning their first NBA title and ending one of the NBA's longest championship droughts.
All the hard work, all the sacrifice, all the dedication, all culminated with us winning a championship.
Led by the center from Serbia and 2-time league MVP Nikola Jokic, the Nuggets were unstoppable. Jokic scoring 19 of his 28 points in the second half to put away the Miami Heat for good, earning him Finals MVP honors.
We believe in each other, the relationship that we had. Yes, trophies and something, but I think we had some relationship that was going to be long, like even after we finish careers.
While Denver, as the number 1 seed in the West, cruised to the finals, the Heat defied overwhelming odds just to make it this far, becoming only the second 8 seed to ever even reach the finals. But their quest for history was no match for Denver's dominance.
They're a class act, and they're one hell of a basketball team.
I got news for everybody out there. We're not satisfied with one. We want more. We want more.
Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
So here's the cool part about this current construction of the Nuggets. I'm not taking away from anything from any other team, but they do have the potential. You heard from Mike Mullen, the head coach. They do have the potential to keep this going.
Oh, they made it. Well, they kind of made it look easy, at least this go around.
Just Heat fans are not going to be happy with you, but you're not wrong.
I mean, it's true, because we thought maybe there was a chance that, they'd extend the series by winning. Well, they came close. There was a time that they were tied, and then the Heat was ahead by 2 points for a little bit, and then I went to bed. So,
Is your mom happy? Steph's mom, Nuggets fan?
I think she will be. I didn't talk to her at the end of the game, but she was going for the Nuggets this time around. Which was funny because when the Heat were playing the Celtics, she was going for the Heat, and then I was like, I assumed she was going to go for the Heat, and she was like, no, I'm going for the Nuggets. I was like, oh, okay.
I love that your mom's a big basketball fan.
Yes, she is.
All right, time now, 4:38, 78 degrees.
Up next, why does it look so good for Victor Wembanyama? Well, I don't know about that. That's what
all right, it looks great for Wemby. Everyone calm down.
We still think he's good, and his Metropolitan's 92.
Yeah, he's in the finals in France right now. We're going to break it all down with him in just a bit. And we're also going to tell you about a free football camp hosted by John Marshall High School alum. We're going to break it all down.
And a quick look at the roads with TransGuide looking over at I-35 at Loop 410.
A lot of people on the roads.
Yeah, it's actually pretty busy this Tuesday morning.
And taking a live look out there. You can already feel it when you walk outside. Yesterday, it was weird. My car thermometer said 100 degrees. It didn't feel that bad, though. What's today going to look like? We're going to check in with Mike in just a bit. Good morning and welcome back. All right, so we talked about the NBA Finals. What about the French Finals? And this guy, Victor Wembanyama, and his Metropolitan 92, they're on the brink of being swept in the LMB Pro A Finals. Top-seeded Monaco beating the Mets 92 in Game 2 yesterday, 95-88. They lead the best-of-5 series 2-0. Remember, first of 3 wins. Wembanyama, who dealt with foul problems, finished with 19 points, 7 boards, 4 assists, 3 blocks, 2 steals. He's a stat stuffer, but sadly not enough to get it done. Game 3 in the series set for Thursday. All right, this is a series we've been watching closely. Texas taking on Stanford. Game 3 with the winner advancing to the College World Series. Top of the 4th, Horns down 3-0, bases loaded. Jack Dowd pulls the first pitch, sees down the right field, scoring all 3, including San Antonio guys, Porter Brown, Jalen Flores, and this game is tied at 3-3 after O'Dowd's 3-run double. A clutch 2-out hit, bottom 9, tied at 6, 2-on for Stanford, down 2. Drew Bowser lifts one super high right field, but the Horns don't see it, losing it in the twilight sky, and that scores the game-winning run. Stanford wins 7-6, advancing to Omaha. If you haven't been, it is a beautiful place to go.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
All right, John Marshall High School alum Nd Kalu is headed back to San Antonio, hosting a free football camp on Saturday, June 24th. It's going to be at the Cornerstone Christian School football field, bringing some of his NFL friends along too. This is pretty cool. All right, so ND spent 12 seasons in the NFL. He was drafted by the Eagles, shouts go Birds, in the 5th round of the 1997 draft.
You know what? I've always been all about San Antonio sports, even from the days when I was at Rice playing in the NFL for 12 years. I always felt like any chance I get to come home and, host a camp, teach football to the youth of San Antonio to do it. So, no time like the present, and just excited about teaming up with some whole high school teammates and being able to put this camp out here. Yeah, we already have some former NFL players. We actually have quite a few. Myself, Priest Holmes, who also went to Marshall. He'll be at the camp. Eric Brown, who went to Judson, then he won a Super Bowl with Denver. He'll be at the camp. So a lot of guys that came through San Antonio, played in the NFL, will be coming back to kind of share not just our stories, but the skill set and try to teach these kids how to play the right way.
That is awesome. And we know Priest Holmes has hosted several camps in the past, helping out the local community. The youth football camp, free. Registration still open. Sign up at ndkalufootballcamp.eventbrite.com. I'm excited for this.
Yeah.
I know all the stories. Also, shouts to Wemby. He's
still good.
He's still great. All right, let's just be clear. He's going against top seed in Monaco. I'm optimistic, and let's not disparage the man before he even comes to San Antonio.
I know. I don't know why, some announcers are saying that. But.
You know what? They build you up so they can tear you down, Steph. That's what I'm going to say.
No, we're still excited about Wemby.
Absolutely.
Right.
Time now, 4:45, 78 degrees.
And next, a former NFL football player shares how he saved his son and niece from a Florida beach rip current. And welcome back. It's 4:48. Former NFL running back Peyton Hillis is describing how he saved his son and niece from a Florida beach rip current earlier this year in an ABC News exclusive interview. ABC's Ryan Alley has the details in today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, an ABC News exclusive.
And how does something as traumatic change you?
On the football field, former NFL running back Peyton Hillis was known for his strength and speed. But 5 months ago, on a family trip to Pensacola Beach, that stamina would be put to the ultimate test as a rip current pulled his son and niece away from shore. He jumped in for a rescue that would nearly claim his own life.
I think the scariest point was when I'm swimming to my son and I have to pass by him because my niece is in more danger.
You had to make a decision.
I knew that I had to pass him up to get to Camille first. And so what happened, I swam past my son. She starts freaking out, we're gonna die. We're gonna die.
And coming up at 7 a.m., Peyton Hillis tells his harrowing story to Michael Strahan. With your GMA First Look, I'm Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
And a quick look at the roads with TransGuide. We didn't see any problems earlier, and I-35 north at Loop 410 looks pretty okay there. The graphic looks weird. It looks like IH335, and I know NN.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there. Honestly,
same thing on top of everything.
Yeah, the surprising part to me is that there's this many people out and about at 4:49 this morning.
Well, it's a different TransGuide shot. Some of the other ones are a little empty. That one's moving.
Well, it's funny, you don't think of that many vehicles this time of the morning, but I think it was last week, one time on 35, we had an incident there, and the amount of traffic, and it backs up really, really quickly.
Yes,
so
it did.
I was going to say people are out and about trying to beat the heat.
Well, that would be smart. It's going to get pretty hot.
You actually went for a run at...
Again.
You cannot stop Stephanie Serna. I'm telling you, Mike.
The cloud cover helped, and that's why I rushed out of work. I got off probably a little earlier than usual, and that was the goal, to beat the heat.
Yes, it was helping to keep temperatures down a little bit in the morning, and obviously then you don't have the sun heating you up. But boy, once that sun came out right around, noon, early afternoon, and temperatures shot up there again. We have had some beautiful rain, obviously, and the rainy spring has made this beautiful flower, Pride of Barbados, very happy. Yes, indeed. And I don't think that flower or all the other lawns and everything else was really happy with this forecast, unfortunately. Thank you very much for the KSAT Connect picture. So there's the cloud cover right now. That will stick around throughout a nice chunk of the morning. But then obviously we're going to have a lot more sunshine later on today, and that's going to heat things up. So mid-upper 70s, again, normal, average, low temperatures, 73 right now. We've got a ton of humidity out there. Dew points 73 up to 75. That is definitely kind of that fog up your glasses kind of humidity. So heat index to deal with. And the problem we're also dealing with is the fact a lot of times we get this cycle where we get the humidity to drop down a lot more in the afternoon, but that's just not the case. I mean, we still have dew points that are hanging around in the upper 60s, low 70s in the afternoon. So that's why we have those heat index readings that are just sky high, well up 105, close to 110. And that is going to be the situation. So one of the reasons for that, not only the moisture being pumped in from the Gulf of Mexico in the atmosphere, but the moisture in the ground is feeding that as well. So it's kind of a good news, bad news situation. Yeah, good news, we've got a lot of moisture in the ground for all the vegetation. Bad news, that adds to the humidity and therefore the heat index. So we make it up through the 80s by noon, and we'll already start to have those heat index readings feeling like about 100 by early afternoon. We're going for 104, 105, 106, 99 for a high temperature today. And of course, the heat advisory has been issued. You might as well just color this whole map in with orange. I mean, I don't know, like I said, I don't know why they don't have heat advisory posted for parts of the hill country, but it's still going to be just brutally hot out there. And again, the thing to keep in mind, and Steph was alluding to this, it's in the shade. That's all these temperatures are taking. So if you're in the direct sun, it feels much, much hotter than that. So that's why if you have to be outside doing anything, try and do it early on in the day with some of that cloud cover out there. We are going to be up to 100 tomorrow, of course, Flag Day tomorrow. And sizzling weekend, Father's Day, Sunday. Yay for us dads. 103 on Friday and Saturday. It's still going to be, we're looking at hundreds in through about the first half of next week. Perhaps things easing. Notice I say that painfully, but.
Well, Juneteenth, the parade is this Saturday. We're putting people on notice. If you are out and about for the parade, be safe.
Time is
be smart. I think it starts in the morning.
Okay. Well, that's better.
But still, when you see 102, 103 on there, got to bring water, shade, sunscreen.
Hopefully morning or evening.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love the earrings, by the way. I want to
you.
see if we can get a close-up later in the show. It's fantastic.
It's because of the movie I saw yesterday.
Yeah.
It's on Hulu.
Look at that. All right, time now, 4:53, 78 degrees.
A final spin of the wheel for Pat Sajak. Up next, how he feels about retiring after being the longest running host of any game show in history.
Good morning and welcome back. Actress Jennifer Lawrence deciding to end her hiatus on making movies. Plus, Pat Sajak about to give the final spin of the wheel. I want to give a credit to Mike Osterhage. I think he'd be great. I'm not trying to get rid of you, Mike. I'm just saying I think you'd be great at Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, you would, Mike.
Look at that, 3 for 3.
Okay. We'll talk more about it in a minute. For the latest on what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Jason Nathanson.
I'm an Uber driver and I don't have a car. I'm going to lose my house.
You think I chose him?
Jennifer Lawrence was caught up in her feelings before saying yes to her new movie, No Hard Feelings. At the London premiere last night, she talked about how she's been laying low the past couple of years when it comes to making movies.
I didn't want to tackle any genre. I didn't want to work when I got this script. And I read it, and it was the funniest script I'd ever read in my life. So I quickly changed my tune, and we were on set 4 months later.
In the R-rated comedy, Lawrence plays a woman who agrees to date a teen in exchange for some much-needed cash. It's in theaters a week from Friday. Pat Sajak is giving the wheel one last spin. The host of Wheel of Fortune says he's leaving the syndicated nightly game show after the upcoming season, which will be his 41st. He started as host in 1981 and is in the Guinness Book of World Records as the longest-running host of any game show in history. The 76-year-old says on Twitter that it's been a wonderful ride and he'll have more to say in the coming months.
Last night we let the liquor talk.
A rare achievement on the music charts, a 10th week on top for Morgan Wallen's hit Last Night. Since the chart debuted in 1958, only 4% of songs have spent that much time at number one. Ed Sheeran's Sunday night concert at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey was record-setting. 89,106 fans, a record for the venue, and Sheeran's largest ever American show. And Captain America and Buzz Lightyear voice Chris Evans with a birthday today. He's 42. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Who's not yet. Looks great for 42.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
he's doing well.
They got to start the beer going again. All right, time now, 4:58, 78 degrees.
Former President Donald Trump is set to make his first court appearance today in a criminal case charging him with hoarding top-secret government documents. Up next, why he says he has done nothing wrong.
Plus, how a newly signed law will help crack down on street takeovers here in the Alamo City.
And a quick check of the roads with TransGuide, looking over at Highway 281 at Loop 410. Things are moving this morning. Oh, okay. I see some flashing lights there at Highway 90 at General McMullen. But Stephen Cavazos is in the studio, and we're going to check with him after the break.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Thousands are expected to rally outside the Miami federal court today, where former President Donald Trump is set to face arraignment. I'm ABC's Justin Finch on how Miami is preparing.
And good morning. Happy Tuesday. Looking out there with live cam. 78 degrees, so not a cool morning, but at least it's not in the triple digits just yet.
Say not yet anyway. All right, good morning. Happy Tuesday. Thank you so much for starting your morning with us. And your earrings are fantastic. They're Cheetos earrings.
Thank you.
They're for the movie, right? You saw it?
I saw the movie yesterday, so we'd seen a lot of promotion about it, when we talked about it here, here at KSAT. And so our producer Alex said, hey, the movie's pretty good. So I watched it. Oh, but you know what I did miss? She told me there's a cameo by Eva Longoria, who directed the movie, but I completely forgot about it, and I'd have to go back and see it because I didn't catch it.
That's fair. Well, it makes sense because it says "muy hot" on there.
Yeah.
Which is perfect for the weather, Mike.
That is true.
Yeah, no kidding. Cameo, kind of like Hitchcock used to always do in his movies.
Oh,
that fleeting little
that's
cameo,
true.
maybe. So.
Also, the Spider-Man movies.
Stan Lee used to always do that when he was still alive. All right, staying inside and watching a movie is a pretty darn good idea. 79 degrees right now. We are a good 5-6 degrees above normal. That bottom number, that's what's making all the difference around here. All of that humidity, especially in the afternoon. Now, we are going to make it up to 99. We did stay at 97 yesterday. Some of those morning clouds stuck around a little bit longer. We'll still keep some of these clouds around this morning, but once that sun comes up, or comes out, I should say, and it gets, much higher in the sky this time of year, it heats up very easily. The aquifer took a huge hit yesterday, down 1.1 feet, and the allergens, we do have low amounts of mold as well as pigweed. All right, temperatures around the area right now, everybody is way above normal. That's one of the other problems. We're not cooling down that much at night because of the cloud cover, because of these dew points, which, you can see that's just like the tropics or something. Well, we are subtropical, but it's like a rainforest, I should say. Feels like 82 degrees out there right now. 85 is the heat index in Castroville, and we do have a heat advisory that has been issued. Just might as well color in for the hill country as well. It's just hot everywhere. dangerously hot when you have these heat index readings that are going to be about 105 or even higher than that. So mostly cloudy, warm this morning, and then mostly sunny. Heat index well up into the hundreds across the board. Getting hotter the rest of the week, and it's going to be still hot this weekend. Looks like temperatures are going to be peaking Friday and Saturday, but that doesn't mean a cool down just 1 or 2 degrees lower. I mean, we'll take anything, but yeah, still very, very hot. All right, hitting the roads this morning. Boy, one thing for sure, make sure you get one of those window shades in the afternoon. Yes, indeed. What's going on, Steve?
You know, I actually ordered one of those on Amazon yesterday. It was just so hot outside, Mike. Thankfully, right now, roads aren't looking too bad. They're actually looking pretty cool. Let's get a look there at 281 at 410 if you're headed to the airport. No big delays at this hour, but we had plenty of issues that were reported along 281 yesterday. Today, completely different story. In fact, the only thing I'm really spotting on any of the KSAT websites is just a stalled vehicle. So be on the lookout for that. We saw some flashing lights out at US 90 near General McMillan a little bit earlier. Not sure what's going on there. I'll have to step out of the studio and call our friends at TransGuide in just a moment. But you see right behind me, the story is going to be a lot of that active construction, which could lead to some big slowdowns a little bit later this morning. We know that there was a lot of overnight work that should be wrapping up, but thankfully none of it seems to be impacting the drive time if you're heading into the Alamo City this early in the morning. Still pretty green from Seguin along I-10 westbound, 31 minutes at this hour. 87 northbound from Lavernia, we're looking at a 33-minute drive time. And for our friends out in Floresville, that is, it should be about a 29-minute commute. So not too bad. But one last shot here at 281 at 410. I'll be watching these roads closely, and I'll have an update on other road closures coming up a little bit later on in the newscast. Guys.
Thank you, Stephen. New this morning, San Antonio police tell us a man was killed overnight while riding his motorcycle. This unfolding just after 10:30 last night. This is the 10,000 block of Roosevelt, just south of Loop 410 on the city's south side. Police tell us the man was riding the motorcycle. He lost control. He crashed. Investigators still working, trying to figure out how and why this all happened. We are told he was taken to the hospital, and that is where he died from his injuries. All right, police in Uvalde CISD going through active trainer shooting just a year after that mass shooting at Robb Elementary.
Our Sarah Costa joins us live in the studio with what we know about that training. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning, Max. Good morning, Steph. And remember, this training comes after law enforcement waited 77 minutes to enter the classrooms after the shooting began at Robb Elementary last May, where 21 people died from that shooting. So here's what the district has released about the training that's happening next week. The school district says its police officers' exercises will include entry and confrontation training. Remember, both were key issues in the response at Robb. However, this is a different group of officers that will go through this training. UCISD has revamped its police force since May of 2022. Next week's training will be held at the district's dual language academy. People living near the school should expect to hear simulated gunfire. They're firing blanks, not actual bullets, and they will see vehicles driving around quickly. Now, Uvalde CISD named Joshua Gutierrez as its official police chief in March of this year after working as interim chief since last year. The school board unanimously approved Gutierrez in November of 2022 for the interim position. The previous police chief was Pete Arredondo, who came under major scrutiny for the law enforcement handling of the mass shooting at Robb Elementary on May 24th of 2022. Arredondo was fired in August. 1 year since the Robb Elementary School shooting, it remains unclear whether any of the nearly 400 law enforcement officers who responded that fateful May day will be criminally charged for their inaction. Only 5 of the 376 peace officers who responded to the massacre have been terminated or resigned while facing possible disciplinary action. None have been criminally charged at this time. So that training will take place next week, June 20th to 22nd. So that's Tuesday through Thursday of next week. The district wanted to let the parents and community know that simulated gunfire blanks will most likely be heard in the neighborhood and that the campus will be closed during that time. Max, Steph.
Thank you, Sarah. A newly signed law will help crack down on street takeovers in Texas. House Bill 1442 will help with the prosecution and seizure of vehicles after reckless driving incidents. Now, street takeovers, which have plagued San Antonio and other cities like Austin, fall into this category. One this weekend led to 3 arrests, 4 misdemeanors, 3 vehicles impounded, and 2 firearms seized, and 2 traffic citations. The legal change allows vehicles to be taken and held in wider instances rather than just for felony or misdemeanor Class A reckless driving charges. San Antonio Police Sergeant Washington Moscoso says this bill will help on the law enforcement side as well.
Sees it, on Saturday, they just can't show up on Monday and go pick up their car from the pound. They got to wait for the seizure hearing.
House Bill 1442 will go into effect on September 1st. In February, Governor Abbott put together a task force to crack down on street takeovers. It's made up of several DPS divisions. Neither Abbott's office nor DPS have responded to requests for comment on the task force.
Well, the city of Miami could have some large crowds at its federal courthouse today. Supporters of former President Donald Trump and protesters expected to join together for Trump's arraignment later today.
The former president is saying he will plead not guilty to 37 criminal counts. And as ABC's Justin Finch reports, it's in connection to his alleged mishandling of classified records and refusal to return them.
In Miami, an unprecedented moment in U.S. history. Former President Donald Trump ordered to appear for his arraignment in the Mar-a-Lago classified records investigation. The first current or former American president to face criminal federal charges. Appearing on conservative radio, Trump says he will plead not guilty.
I didn't do anything wrong, did nothing wrong. Presidential Records Act, it's not even a criminal event. There is no criminality here.
The city of Miami now planning for 5,000 to 50,000 people to rally outside the federal courthouse.
We wanted to ensure the public that we are ready.
If we begin to see that there's opposing parties, we'll at that time make sure that they're separated.
Trump has long insisted he's done nothing wrong, blaming his indictment on the so-called weaponization of the Justice Department under President Biden.
This vicious persecution is a travesty of justice.
Special counsel Jack Smith's sweeping 49-page indictment alleges Trump knowingly kept extremely sensitive national defense information at his Mar-a-Lago home and resort after leaving office. Some documents allegedly found in boxes stashed in a ballroom, a bathroom, and a storage room. The records including information regarding defense and weapons capabilities of both the U.S. and foreign countries, U.S. nuclear programs, potential vulnerabilities of the U.S. and its allies to military attack, and plans for possible retaliation in response to a foreign attack. Trump's rivals weighing in.
If this indictment is true, if what it says is actually the case, President Trump was incredibly reckless.
This is vanity run amok. Everyone's blaming the prosecutors. He did it. It's his conduct.
And no cameras allowed in court for today's arraignment. Afterwards, Trump will return to his New Jersey golf club for remarks and a fundraiser tonight. Justin Finch, ABC News, Miami.
Time now, 5:12, 78 degrees.
And just ahead on GMSA, why Reddit suffered a major outage when thousands of subreddits temporarily shut down.
And you're already dealing with issues with your home's air conditioning. Mike was telling us his air conditioning upstairs really was not able to keep up. So up next, what a local AC company says you can do now to avoid paying thousands later. What do you keep the AC on during the day?
I actually bump it at 77.
Nice.
But then, my husband's like, put it back on 75. How dare you? But, whatever works. Right now, it's 78 degrees out there looking at a live cam and expecting another hot day. We'll be right back.
Good morning and welcome back. So as Mike's been telling us, hotter temperatures, well, they're hitting us hard.
Yes, they are, and that means AC maintenance companies are busy answering calls for service. So Stay Cool AC and Heating says their calls started on Thursday after a slow spring. So they say the customers who have failed to maintain their systems with annual inspections are the ones that are having issues so far.
The best thing you can do is run your ceiling fans, close the blinds when it's the hottest point of the day, and you can't expect for it to be 100 degrees outside and be 65 degrees in your home.
Some companies offer quicker service to those with children or elderly people, so let the company know what your situation is. And my brother who lives in Austin, the temperature is just as hot over there. His AC went out on Friday. And then Saturday, I guess, maybe Friday, and Saturday they came to try to fix it, but there was a part missing. So it was a brutal weekend for my brother. In fact, they came to San Antonio after all.
I mean, honestly, it would have been better to do it last week than this week.
Yeah, I just think it just, just went out. It decided on its own. It's time.
It is time. All right, 5:17, 78 degrees only now.
Yeah.
I mean, hey.
Mornings are great.
Mornings are fantastic.
we love it. Looking out there with TransGuide, mornings are great for the roads as well. If you're getting out there right now, Loop 410 at Cherry Ridge, things are moving. We're going to get another check with Stephen Cavazos coming up.
Did you know, unless you treat dandruff regularly, it will keep coming back? Try Head & Shoulders shampoo. Dandruff is caused by irritation to a germ that lives on everyone's scalp. Unlike regular shampoo, Head & Shoulders contains zinc pyrithione, which fights the dandruff-causing germ and helps prevent it from coming back. It's gentle on hair and provides up to 100% dandruff protection, clinically proven. Try Head & Shoulders shampoo and conditioner. For best results, use with every wash. This has been Medifax for Head & Shoulders.
Panera's You Pick Two means when part of you wants crispy, crunchy, fresh, and part of it wants melty, smoky, peppery. Both U's win big. You pick two and get more. Only at Panera. $1 delivery fee on our app.
When you use the wrong pads for bladder leaks, you're gonna feel it.
So much for staying dry.
New Poise 7-drop pads are 2 times more absorbent. To feel clean, dry, and fresh, it takes Poise.
All right, something's happening here at 35 at US 90. Let's get a wider look at TransGuide. We'll take that camera in and you can see that we have flashing lights out there. Those look like a few police units. Not exactly sure what's being reported at this hour. I'm not seeing anything from KSAT just yet, but check out this shot at 35 at Burbank as well. We do have first responders out there, out on the scene. Again, nothing has been confirmed exactly what's taking place, but we'll dig a little deeper into it, find out some answers, and let you know what you can expect as the commute does get rolling this morning. Now, thankfully, we're not seeing a whole lot of slowdowns this early, but be on the lookout. We do at least have one stalled vehicle that was reported up here at I-10. This is east, as you can see, eastbound, I should say, at La Cantera Parkway. Not causing any issues for drivers, but be on the lookout and make sure you check those vehicles as your commute does get moving this morning. And as a quick reminder, while we're up here in Kendall, or I-10, in Kendall County, we'll have this road work continue today. Starts around 9 in the morning and should wrap at 3 in the afternoon. We will see a single westbound main lane closure from State Highway 46 to Scenic Loop Road. But scan this QR code, takes you directly to our KSAT traffic page. We have a full list of all the current closures on our website. So that takes us through the mid-month of June all the way up until the early days of July. Can't believe we're saying that. But other than that, it's going to be hopefully a smooth commute for a lot of drivers out there. But again, this issue at 35 at Burbank, not exactly sure what's going on over there. We'll figure it out.
All right, great picture. I love that one. And there's the duck flying off into the sunset at, of course, you guessed it, Woodlawn Lake. Beautiful view out there. Thank you, Mr. McClellan, for that picture. And well, I don't know why the duck didn't stay in the water and stay cool with that water out there. All right, got a lot of clouds around this morning. We had those clouds yesterday. They did help a bit as far as keeping temperatures down slightly through the morning hours. But then once they cleared out and once the sun came out, it heated up so quickly. We're at 79 right now. We may drop another degree or two. 75s, Bandera, Comfort, Kerrville as well. And yesterday we did make it to 97. Yeah, not in the upper or 98, 99 like we've been previously. There were a lot of hundreds out there, 107 in Cotulla. Today I'm going for 99 here in town. Of course, a lot of triple digits off to the west. And even in and around the metropolitan area, there will be some triple digits out there. And again, this is very dependent upon cloud cover. If the clouds clear out a lot sooner this morning, then we start that really extreme heating process that much quicker. And everything, what it feels like, is going to be 105, 107, 114 Carrizo Springs. Just brutally hot temperatures out there when you factor in that humidity. And we are going to be seeing temperatures get up into the upper 80s and low 90s already by noon, with the heat index on top of that. And 106 is what it will feel like later on, later on this afternoon. Of course, we've got the heat advisory that goes into effect 1 until 8. Might as well just color in the hill country as well, because everybody is going to be brutally hot with those high heat index readings later on today. And there's no relief in sight, unfortunately. It's going to be staying very hot and getting hotter. Temperatures should peak on Friday and Saturday at 103. And it's the actual air temperatures. And we'll still have those heat index readings well up there in the 105, 110 higher range all the way through the weekend. Perhaps temperatures ease I'm talking about easing a degree or two going into the first part of next week, but still well above normal. Normal being 92 right now.
So we'll take a degree or two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love your optimism. When I moved to San Antonio in August of 2016, we moved in on a record heat index day. Lived on the third floor, no elevator. My dad and I moved everything up. And so that really set the bar for San Antonio heat.
Has your dad come back after that?
One time, but it took 6 years.
One time.
I don't blame him.
Good luck, son.
Yeah.
Good
Couch
luck.
is in, we're done here. All right, time now, just about 5:25, 78 degrees.
And up next, we're going to tell you about Netflix being in talks to stream its first ever sporting event.
Whoa.
In today's Tech Bites, Reddit recovering from an outage. The platform suffered a major outage yesterday across its desktop and mobile websites, as well as its mobile app. It happened as thousands of communities temporarily closed in protest of Reddit starting to charge for access to its functions. Next, reports say Apple is already working on follow-ups to its Vision Pro headset. Bloomberg says one update is a less expensive version of the $3,500 device, but it might not be launched until late 2025. And how about live sports on Netflix? According to the Wall Street Journal, the streaming service is in talks to live stream a celebrity golf tournament. It would mark the first ever Netflix stream of a sporting event. The tournament is slated for this fall. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Rhiannon Alley. Have a great day.
What a surprise. A $3,500 headset wouldn't be mainstream? That's crazy. Good for Netflix, though, with sports.
Yes, yeah, that'll be interesting. It'll probably expand from there.
Do you remember the Hulu commercials? Hulu has live sports.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was so long ago.
I know.
For Netflix,
oh,
yeah.
I'm getting old. All right, time now, 5:28, 78 degrees.
Well, as crews investigate that fatal I-95 bridge collapse in Philadelphia. Up next, a first look at the efforts to get the repair process going and a promise from the U.S. Transportation Secretary. Plus,
coming up on GMSA, we're going to take you inside Chick-fil-A's new downtown location.
Making headlines this morning after a tanker fired the collapse of a major bridge in Philadelphia, already frustrating drivers.
The entire region affected by this will have the full support of the United States Department of Transportation for as long as it takes to get that restored to normal.
Up next, why some in nearby neighborhoods are mad about how this is all unfolding.
here at home, looking out there with live cam. Not cold by any means, but 78 degrees, which will be a lot cooler than what we will see later this afternoon.
Once again, the eternal optimist.
I love it. It's so good.
Mornings are great.
It's not as hot as it will be today. And that's, yes.
Yeah. But it's also from the person who ran 2 miles in the heat yesterday.
The one who also thinks a baby vulture is adorable.
That's fair.
There was cloud cover, right?
Right. and that kept temperatures down a little bit in the late morning hours. Still, I mean, God bless you for running in that stuff. Heat advisory goes into effect at 1 o'clock this afternoon up until 8 o'clock for basically all of the area. And might as well include the hill country in this. It is brutally hot, going to be brutally hot all around later on this afternoon. So you definitely have to take it easy. We've got cloud cover again this morning. And of course, those clouds did stick around through late morning, almost about noontime. But as soon as that sun came out, wow, temperatures just skyrocketed. 79 right now. That number, dew point, sort of measure moisture in the atmosphere, when it gets up into approaching the mid 70s, that's just ridiculously high humidity. And the problem is it doesn't drop down all that much in the afternoon. We've got wind out of the southeast, and that's continuing to pull in all that moisture around here. So heat index right now, 82 in town, 83 Canyon Lake, New Braunfels, feels like 85 in Castroville. And throughout the rest of the day, temperatures keep a lot of clouds around this morning, make it up into the low to mid 80s mid-morning, 92 already at noon, lots of sunshine out there, 99 high temperature. That's just the thermometer reading. Add a good 5, in some cases 10 degrees or more to that as far as what it's going to be feeling like later on this afternoon. What's in store? Any relief in sight? We'll take a look ahead coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic authorities, Stephen, said you already got some problems out there?
Mike, I had to step out of the studio to talk to our friends at TransGuide about this. A crash reported, and it is in a busy spot. This is 35 at US 90, shot from TransGuide. You could see multiple first responders out there on the scene. Very dark, so you have to be careful if you have to drive through that area. I do see that we have some folks out on the side there, so just be very cautious as you make your commute this morning. This is 35 south, the exit to I-10 west. So this is a busy spot, but we're not seeing a huge buildup in the area just yet. We're going to keep a close eye on this as the morning commute does get moving this morning. But again, another big problem out on the roadways, and it's not even 6 a.m. Also be on the lookout. We have a stall reported over here at I-10 eastbound at La Cantera Parkway. This is not causing issues for drivers, but as I mentioned, make sure to check those vehicles before you get your commute rolling this morning. Let's take a look at these travel times. 37 northbound, still pretty pleasant from Pleasanton. You have about a 30-minute commute, 30 minutes along US 90 eastbound if you're traveling in from Castroville this early, and that arrival from Lytle should take you about 18 minutes along 35 northbound. I do want to get another shot here at 35 at US 90 as we do have those police out on the scene. I've not spotted any paramedics, at least just yet, but let's keep our fingers crossed that we will see some progress here in the next few minutes and hope everyone's doing okay out there. Guys.
Thank you, Stephen. New this morning, bullets that may have been meant for someone else have impacted a whole neighborhood. One man and a whole lot of property were hit by the gunfire overnight. Katrina Weber is live near downtown with that story. Katrina, was anyone seriously hurt?
Well, it does not appear so. San Antonio police told us that the man who was shot was hit by a bullet on his ankle, but it does seem that some people will be making repairs to their property as a result of what happened overnight. The officers who arrived at the scene around 12:30 this morning say they found that cars and some apartments were hit by gunfire. They say the shooter, who took aim inside the apartment complex near Dollarhide and Bullmore Streets, may have been in a car. The man who was hit in the ankle was in his 60s. He was taken to a hospital by ambulance. The commotion had a lot of other people out of their beds in the middle of the night wondering what was going on. The police say they did not find anyone who actually saw the shooter or was able to give them a description, so that person did get away. Reporting live near downtown, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. All right, big news this morning. Staff in Northeast ISD, they're getting a pay raise.
So this is the largest salary increase for staff in nearly 2 decades. And Sarah Costa joins us live in the studio with who this includes and what the raise looks like. Good morning.
Definitely good news, happy news for employees of any ISD, Max, and staff. So the nearly $35 million compensation package includes a one-time retention supplement and will impact all eligible employees. So the district's Board of Trustees has approved a nearly $35 million package that will apply to all of any ISD's nearly 8,000 employees. The district says the pay increases will bring returning employees' salary in line with market data based on their experience. All eligible employees will also receive a 2% retention incentive in November. So targeted adjustments will also be given to hard-to-fill employee groups such as bus drivers, custodians, general education and special education assistants, and nurses. NEISD did note that the state legislature has not voted to increase funding for school districts, so the compensation initiative will need to be offset by cost savings throughout the district over the next several years. Max, Steph.
Thank you, Sarah. Headed to Pennsylvania, where authorities say a body has now been discovered in that wreckage from the I-95 bridge collapse.
The Philadelphia County Medical Examiner is in the process of identifying the remains. Meanwhile, as CNN's John Lawrence reports, state and federal officials are working toward restoring the crumpled roadway, which could take weeks.
Philadelphia commuters frustrated by thicker than usual traffic.
It's just nonstop. It's just hit after hit after hit. It just keeps coming. It's a nightmare.
Getting around the city of brotherly love is a battle after a section of I-95 collapsed Sunday. Police say it was caused by a tanker truck after the driver lost control and crashed into a wall. The fire that broke out following the accident brought the bridge down.
PennDOT's contractors will work 24/7 in an effort to try and speed up the solution set, and we continue to engineer the solution set that will come after the demolition is completed, and we expect that demolition to be completed in 4 or 5 days.
Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro issued a disaster declaration which will allow the state to get federal funds more quickly and help speed up the repair process.
The entire region affected by this will have the full support of the United States Department of Transportation for as long as it takes to get that restored to normal.
Until then, drivers in the Philadelphia area are going to have to deal with detours and bumper-to-bumper conditions.
People in their neighborhoods are not going to appreciate all the extra traffic, especially with their kids and summer starting and schools being out. It's going to be a lot of kids running around and a lot of angry people out there, so it's going to be rough. They better get it done quick, get every crew on there they can.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Federal aviation officials are investigating an emergency landing at Vermont Airport. A Delta flight was forced to land at the Burlington International Airport on Monday, just 10 minutes after it took off from Minneapolis, Minnesota. The crew apparently noticed an issue with the engine. A Phase 5 emergency was declared, and fire trucks and first responders surrounded that airport. The Delta passenger jet landed safely. None of the 140 people on board were hurt. The plane is now being inspected.
Veteran actor Treat Williams, who starred in TV dramas like Blue Bloods and Everwood, has died. His longtime agent said Williams died in that motorcycle crash in Vermont just yesterday. The agent telling People magazine that Williams was making a turn. A car cut him off. The 71-year-old actor's long-standing career dates back to 1975. He made his film debut in the thriller Deadly Hero. In 1979, Williams starred as George Berger in the film Hair, based on the Broadway musical, a role that ultimately earned him his first Golden Globe nomination. Williams' career extended over decades, more than 120 credits to his name. Time now 5:40, 78 degrees.
And which generation do you think is spending the most money right now? Baby boomers, Generation Z, or millennials?
This is a fun game to play. So
find out next.
What do you think?
I think the one that's not included, Generation X.
Oh, okay. That would make the most sense. Although retirement's probably not cheap. Okay. No. Up next, why the federal government is trying to stop Microsoft from acquiring a major video game company, one that publishes popular games like Call of Duty and World of Warcraft.
Let's look out there with live cam. 78 degrees, not too bad for the morning hours, but maybe try to get all your errands done as early as possible because that heat will really come out this afternoon. We're going to be checking in with Mike later on. Welcome back. It's 5:44 in your morning consumer headlines. The Federal Trade Commission plans to file in federal court to prevent a deal between Microsoft and video game company Activision Blizzard. The acquisition would give Microsoft control over popular game franchises, including Call of Duty and World of Warcraft. The filing, which is not yet public, will ask a U.S. district court for a temporary restraining order that could stop the acquisition while the FTC's in-house court is deliberating on the deal. The FTC is challenging the deal as anti-competitive.
All right, well, when it comes to living large, baby boomers are at the top of the list. Meanwhile, younger Americans, we are struggling to keep up. The internal data from Bank of America shows a significant gap in spending has opened recently between the older and younger generations. While baby boomers and the generation before them are spending their money on traveling and fancy restaurants, Gen Z, Gen X, and millennials, we are cutting back as we grapple with high housing costs and looming student debt payments. Economists say if not for the aggressive spending by boomers, overall consumer spending would have been even lower. And speaking of consumer news, this morning, I think 7:30 our time, we are expected to get the latest inflation data, and that could dictate interest rates. And then we'll have more spending information.
Yeah, go boomers, right?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you all for spending your money and keeping our economy afloat. Time now, 5:45, 78 degrees.
Let's look at the roads with TransGuide. Looking there at Highway 281 at San Pedro and Loop 1604. I know there's still flashing lights over there at I-35 and Highway 90, but we're going to be checking in with our Stephen Cavazos for the very latest.
Good morning and welcome back. So through the morning, we've been talking about a lot of people on the roadways.
That's right. It seems like it's pretty busy this morning, and there were some problems at I-35 and, well, I don't know. Looks like it cleared at Highway 90. Let's check back with Stephen Cavazos.
Yeah, I think it just cleared up, guys. I was checking some of these TransGuide cameras over here, and it does appear that crash is cleared out. Check out 35 at US 90. We actually had plenty of first responders out there. I was just messaging our executive producer. Just right now, we're not sure of the extent of this, how serious that crash was, but obviously it was serious enough to where they shut down a portion of I-10 eastbound there, that exit ramp. But traffic was exiting US 90 westbound. Never really saw a huge buildup, but there were plenty of first responders out there. So looks like that's cleared out. I'll get on the phone with our TransGuide friends to confirm that. But other than that, it looks like our commute is in good shape as we enter the 6 a.m. hour. Giving you a wide look at the map, not a whole lot else to show you out here, just some of that active construction, which we could tell you a little bit more about coming up in the next hour of KSAT. But let's get it back here on TransGuide. We're going to put this camera back on rotation. Tenant Medical, things moving along just fine. But it was right before we came up. There were plenty of flashing lights, and they all of a sudden disappeared. So I guess that's good news.
That's very good news.
I was gonna say, maybe us talking about it spurred people being like, you know what, we're going to get this crash cleared. We're going to get traffic going.
I think that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, good job, Stephen.
Yeah, no. Great job to our first responders.
Oh,
well, yes.
That's fair.
Yes.
All right. Hey, great job, Mike, staying on top of this heat.
Yeah.
Being impressed by the heat, that's what it is. Yeah, I mean, it's tough to be outside unless you are a super athlete like Steph and you can jog at 11 o'clock in the morning.
It's Yog, it's a soft J.
And
there you go.
Okay. Is that the Swedish version of it? So, yeah. Looking ahead to the future, I've been watching, the climate prediction outlook 6 to 10 days, 8 to 14 days into the future, and we still have pretty much the same scenario that it's going to be odds are staying on the drier side of normal, less than normal rainfall. But what's interesting is when it goes to the 8 to 14 day outlook, it's, still there. I mean, still leaning toward the drier side, but not as dry. And then the similar situation with the temperature outlook. I mean, great chance of being well above normal. And I don't know if you can see it too well on your screen at home, but this red and then this even darker shade right in there indicating very good odds of being above normal as far as temperatures. Then go into the little portion after that, and are things starting to ease a little bit? I mean, it's still, odds are going to be on the hot side, but maybe not quite as hot. Again, kind of a lot of speculation, but this thing it's going to be hot throughout the foreseeable future, best way to put it. And the reason is that high pressure, which is just parked right there over northern Mexico and basically influencing us as well, sitting on top of us. And that's keeping that low at bay off there to the west of us. We can't get any disturbances to come on in here. So that's going to be the situation at least throughout the weekend. And as that thing kind of scooches in here a little bit closer, that's what's going to then help temperatures to actually get up into the warmest temperatures by Friday, Saturday around here. It is so hot. It looks like the sun was on fire and smoldering. Yeah, that's hot out there. Thank you for the KSAT Connect picture. We've got a lot of clouds hanging around this morning. Hopefully they hang around longer into the morning hours like it did yesterday. Yes, that put off the inevitable, but we still got into the upper 90s. We're in the upper 70s right now, so add pretty much 20 to 25 degrees to a lot of these temperatures. Then factor in the humidity, and it's going to feel like it's well up into the 105, 110, even hotter than that. Look at that forecast. Heat index 114 in Carrizo Springs. Just brutally hot. We will hit 100 tomorrow. Flag Day, by the way. And then temperatures will stay very hot, creeping up a little bit going into the end of the week. And Saturday, 103. Still hot. Father's Day and for the long weekend. We'll be back.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, the latest on the story that we've all been covering, the indictment of former President Trump. He's preparing to turn himself in to face federal charges, and we're live in South Florida. Plus, Michael's exclusive interview with former NFL player Peyton Hillis, sharing his harrowing story for the first time after he saved his young son and niece from a dangerous rip current that nearly cost him his life. How he's doing now, and his message for all parents. That and so much more right here on GMA.
Now streaming on KSAT.com. It takes money to get elected, but have you ever thought about what happens to that money once a campaign is over? In a new episode of KSAT Explains, we break down campaign contribution rules. You can watch it on our website and, of course, on the KSAT YouTube page. Happening this evening at Travis Park, Movies by Moonlight. You and the family can catch one of my ultimate favorites. I hope this is the original. Space Jam, and it's free. Activities begin at 7:45 p.m. The movie begins after sunset. Parking is free after 5 p.m. at city-operated garages, lots, and meters. If you have any questions, you can find all of this information on Travis Park's Facebook event page. All right, a lot more to come here on GMSA ahead in our next half hour. Millions of Americans will have to start paying back their student loans. We're going to tell you when, so you can get ready. Plus, 3 more people in jail for street takeovers. Now, law enforcement here in Bexar County, they are hoping to stop this summer trend. And up next, despite the heat, a lot to do if you want to head outside. We've got some great ideas for you and the kids through the summertime. Plus, a lot of praise for the Riverwalk in a national exhibition. We're going to explain in just a bit. And of course, what you need to know before you head out the door. We're going to check in with Mike and Steven in just a few moments.